My boyfriend has a fetish, always carrying a doll with him. Even when we go to the movies, he buys 3 tickets just to have the doll by his side. I posted online to vent, and someone commented, "Your boyfriend isn't a fetishist. He's just afraid of someone sitting on his right side." Chapter 1. In the blink of an eye, that comment was drowned out by others. Some netizens advised me to break up, while others said it wasn't a big deal. But my mind was completely drawn to that specific comment. Because I hadn't mentioned where my boyfriend placed the doll, yet he accurately stated it was on the right. I clicked on the profile named Forest Sojourner, and there was only one photo on his page. A blue-covered Taoist certificate with several embossed characters from the China Taoist Association. Could he be a Taoist priest? Curious, I replied under his comment. May I ask, why is he afraid? My reply caught the attention of other netizens. Sis, he's obviously talking nonsense, you don't actually believe that, do you? Fast forward to the part where this fake Taoist charges a fortune for fortune-telling and disaster relief. The boyfriend of the thread owner must be an IA person. Like me, I don't like having unfamiliar people sitting next to me. Shortly after, Forest Sojourner replied to me. Does your boyfriend consider his right side very important? Think carefully before deciding whether to believe me. His words were like a lightning bolt flashing through my mind. My boyfriend, Zhou Chang, is a writer. Tall, handsome, and achieved financial freedom early on. Many say I've climbed up the ladder by being with him. I also believe that finding such an outstanding boyfriend is my luck. But upon closer inspection, after being together, he does seem peculiar in many ways. During meals, Zhou Chang always sits opposite me and on my right. Even when we go for a walk, he sticks to the side, making sure there's no one on his right. But the most haunting memory was from one night. Normally, Zhou Chang always sleeps on the right side of the bed. But that night, feeling a bit chilly from the air conditioning, I wanted to switch to sleep on his right side. Afraid of waking him, I quietly got out of bed and went around to the right side. Before I could lie down, Zhou Chang suddenly sat up. He firmly grasped my wrist, his eyes gleaming ominously.
Xing Xing, this is my spot.
I was terrified by his reaction and trembling. I returned to my original position. Because of this, Zhou Chang coaxed me for a long time. All these details matched exactly what Forest Sojourner had said. My hands trembled as I forcefully typed out a line. Master, please tell me the truth. Chapter 2. After the message was sent out, netizens all advised me not to be deceived. But I paid no attention, anxiously refreshing, waiting for Forest Sojourner's reply. Curiosity was like a 100-legged bug, making me itch uncontrollably. This time, Forest Sojourner replied very quickly. Before I confirm the truth, I need you to do something for me. Go open that doll and see what's inside. Now, the curiosity of the netizens was also piqued. They no longer insulted Forest Sojourner but instead goaded me to follow Forest Sojourner's instructions. What's so interesting about this? It must be filled with cotton inside. You guys don't know, many twisted murderers like to stuff the victim's hair into dolls, carrying it with them. This way, they experience a perverse pleasure. Damn, the OP's boyfriend values this doll so much, could he really be? I shook my head. These netizens simply didn't believe Forest Sojourner's words. They were not first-hand witnesses, so naturally, they wouldn't understand such an outrageous situation. In order to uncover the truth behind Zhou Chang's strange behavior, I decided to do as Lin Zhongke said. At that moment, Zhou Chang was still writing in the study. And that tiger plush toy, he also placed it in the study. He treasured that doll so much, I couldn't bear to dismantle it in front of him. After some thought, I made a cup of hot milk, gently pushed open the study door. Zhou Chang turned from his desk and smiled at me. A chair was placed to his right, and the doll sat quietly on it. I pretended to stumble and fell to the ground. The cup shattered, spilling milk everywhere. Zhou Chang hurried over to help me up, and as I slowly stood, I waved him off. I'm fine, go get a mop. Sorry for disturbing your writing. He compassionately rubbed my head, his eyes full of concern.
As long as you're okay.
While he went to get the mop, I walked to the chair, unzipped the back of the doll. A yellow background with red characters on a piece of paper suddenly popped out. Chapter 3. The bright and twisted blood-red runes made my heart twitch fiercely. Why would something like this be inside a doll? Before I could think further, footsteps could be heard from outside. I quickly stuffed the piece of paper into my pocket and zipped up the doll. When Zhou Chang came in, I sat on his chair, pretending to read what he was writing. After he finished mopping, I went to take the mop from him. "Thank you, let me take care of it." Zhou Chang hugged me, affectionately saying.
Silly girl, be more careful in the future, don't get hurt. I'll be worried.
My heart warmed, and I began to feel guilty. Zhou Chang's quirks were not unbearable, and I could feel his kindness towards me in our daily lives. But was it really right for me to pry into his privacy like this? With a mix of emotions, I closed the study door and returned to the bedroom. The messages on my phone had accumulated to 99 plus, all asking what was inside the doll. Biting my lip, I replied to Forest Sojourner. There was a piece of paper in my boyfriend's doll. But I'm not going to investigate this any further, let's end it here. Wait, I will delete the post. Just as I was about to click delete, several reply messages popped up. Forest Sojourner. Don't delete the post, or you will die. Chapter 4. I was a bit angry for a moment. Just because of a piece of paper, he could determine that I was in danger? He must be a swindling fake Taoist, and I can't believe I trusted him earlier. Thinking this, I gave up on deleting the post and prepared to go in and give him a piece of my mind. But to my surprise, netizens had already started berating him. Don't scare people, we often sew pieces of paper into pillows or clothes for protection, it's a normal thing. See, I told you he was starting to fearmonger. Report and get him banned. Perhaps fearing being banned, Forest Sojourner immediately continued to explain. Different pieces of paper have different meanings. What you're talking about is a blessing charm, while the one in the OP's boyfriend's doll is definitely a talisman to ward off evil, specifically used to intimidate malicious spirits. If you don't believe me, let the OP take a look and confirm if it's this type. After Forest Sojourner finished speaking, he posted a picture. The picture was a page from a book he had taken. Although a bit blurry, it was still clear, showing a Taoist book discussing talisman making. The book mentioned that the talisman could intimidate and repel evil spirits, making them avoid coming close. There was also an accompanying illustration. The pattern on the illustration was exactly the same as the symbols I saw inside the doll. Chapter 5. Seeing this, my mind was in turmoil. Although I didn't believe in ghosts and spirits, today's events were indeed too eerie. At that moment, Forest Sojourner's message came through again. Your boyfriend caused someone's death on his right side, and he was the one who killed them. That's why the spirit turned into a vengeful ghost. If anyone sits on your boyfriend's right side, the ghost can possess them and harm him. So, he never lets anyone sit on his right side. And to be absolutely sure, he placed the talisman inside the doll to intimidate that vengeful spirit. Before I could digest this information, someone started to question. Which ghost has OCD, needing to sit on the right side to kill someone? Yeah. Sounds pretty absurd, it doesn't hold up to scrutiny at all. Ridiculous, there haven't been ghosts since the founding of the country. Forest Sojourner seemed to be glued to his phone, quickly replying. If I'm not mistaken, the most likely scenario for this is in a car. Your boyfriend caused the death of the person sitting in the front passenger seat. Vengeful spirits seeking revenge have conditions. The condition for this vengeful spirit's killings is that someone must sit on your boyfriend's right side. If you don't believe it, you can ask the OP. Has her boyfriend never driven before? Upon careful consideration, I began to feel increasingly cold. Zhou Chang did have a driver's license, as I had seen it during one of my cleanups. However, every time we went out, I was the one driving. And he had never sat in the front passenger seat, always opting for the back seat behind it. He explained that sitting in the front made him dizzy. Faced with this reason, I didn't question further. But now, it all seemed so unreasonable. Just as I was at a loss, preparing to ask Forest Sojourner what to do, a netizen posted a long series of messages. I am a psychologist, and the behavior of the OP's boyfriend can be completely explained scientifically. I speculate that the OP's boyfriend must have been in a car accident once, where the person sitting in the front passenger seat died on the spot. Witnessing this gruesome scene caused a mental issue for the OP's boyfriend. He avoids having anyone sit on his right side because he fears recalling that moment. The talisman inside the doll is also due to superstition. Finally, I urge everyone to believe in science and not fall for deception. For a moment, many netizens quickly liked this response, pushing it to the forefront. This is the real reason I always said that all supernatural phenomena can be explained by science. I suggest the OP stop asking randomly online and quickly take her boyfriend to see a psychologist. That fake Taoist got roasted into silence. I stared at the comments section, noticing that Forest Sojourner didn't reply as swiftly as before. It seemed like he had slinked away after being exposed. I chuckled helplessly and lightly slapped myself. Oh, Xia Xingxing, how easily you get deceived. A few words from a stranger and you start suspecting everything. However, it was indeed time to take Zhou Chang to see a psychologist. Just as I was searching for a nearby hospital with a good psychology department, Forest Sojourner suddenly replied. OP, start a live stream, go check under your bed. Whether or not I'm deceiving people will become clear then. Chapter 6. This message made my sinking heart jump up again. Reason told me there was no need to waste any more time on this swindling Taoist. But that lingering hesitation in my heart wove a net, keeping my gaze firmly fixed on the bed. What could be under the bed? What could make Forest Sojourner so confident that everyone who saw it would believe he wasn't lying? Driven by a mix of curiosity and apprehension, I opened the live stream. After pointing the camera towards under the bed, numerous viewers flooded into the live stream. At the same time, a request for a voice call from Forest Sojourner came through. After connecting, a cold female voice came through.
You better bring something that can illuminate down there.
Forest Sojourner was actually a woman? Before I could even be surprised, the barrage was filled with 666. She coldly chuckled.
Uninformed, who said a Taoist can't be a woman? Hurry up, if what's under the bed is what I think, you're in danger.
My heart trembled, not wanting to delay any longer. I grabbed a small bunny lamp, lay on the floor, and slid half of my body under the bed. It was pitch black down there, and I couldn't see anything clearly. The smell of dust mixed with a strange scent, tickling my nose.
Turn on the light, be mentally prepared.
Forest Sojourner's calm voice rang out, causing the barrage to explode. Oh my, why am I suddenly feeling a bit scared? Seriously, I haven't even gone to the bathroom yet. I can't look, I'll just listen to the sound. I swallowed nervously, mustered up my courage, and pressed the switch on the bunny lamp. Chapter 7. What met my eyes was a strange blood-red color. Countless yellow-backed red character talismans covered every corner under the bed. The twisted and eerie symbols seemed like red eyes staring back at me. I instinctively screamed, scrambling out from under the bed in a panic. The thought of having slept above all of those for so long made me feel like bugs were crawling all over me. Amidst Forest Sojourner's cold laughter, the barrage rolled in like a tide. Oh my god, that scared me to death. Help, if I had so many talismans under my bed, I'd go crazy with fear. Master, please speak up. Forest Sojourner's voice softly came through.
That vengeful spirit might just be lingering outside your door, waiting for the day those talismans lose their effect.
My heart sank, but suddenly, I remembered something and hurriedly asked her. If the vengeful spirit is seeking revenge on my boyfriend, will it come after me? Lin Zhongke affirmed.
Don't worry, it's only seeking to resolve grievances, to reincarnate peacefully, it won't harm the innocent.
After hearing this, before I could even breathe a sigh of relief, she sneered and said,
Ghosts won't harm you, but humans might.
Chapter 8. Her words made my head spin. The dramatic twists and turns were too much to handle, truly overwhelming.
Your birthday is on the 9th day of the 9th month, right?
I nodded, asking. Did you calculate that? Forest Sojourner affirmed.
You might not know this, but to intimidate vengeful spirits, you need to write down their birth date on the talisman. And the birth date on the talismans under your bed is yours. As soon as I saw that, I thought of a possibility, asked casually, and I guessed right.
Now, my head was spinning even more. What did my birth date written on the talisman have to do with someone trying to harm me? I looked at the barrage, lost in thought. Could the OP be the vengeful spirit? Just that she hasn't realized she's been possessed yet? Are we watching a ghost live stream? Who are you trying to scare? Master, stop beating around the bush, just say it. As I waited anxiously, Forest Sojourner's voice came through calmly and slowly.
Have you heard of substitute ghost?
Chapter 9.
As far as I know, on the ghost's death anniversary, their resentment reaches its peak. And these talismans cannot stop the vengeful spirit's overwhelming resentment. I suspect your boyfriend has surely paved an escape route for himself. His escape plan is you, the substitute ghost.
I held my phone trembling in my hands, Forest Sojourner's words weighing heavily on my heart, making it hard to breathe. Could Zhou Cheng really harm me? Recalling all the moments we shared, aside from his quirks, he had always been incredibly kind to me. He would make me brown sugar water during my period, gently massaging my stomach. He cooked all the meals at home, making the dishes I loved taste as good as those from restaurants. He even followed fashion bloggers, always buying me a bunch of beautiful clothes. All these memories weaved a strong bond of trust in him that seemed unbreakable. No, I refused to believe that my boyfriend would harm me. I almost shouted out these words. And the barrage was clearly divided into two camps. This time I stand with the master, OP, run away quickly. I feel like, if it were me, I would trust my intimate lover more than a master I've never met online. But the master's predictions have been right, better to believe there's something to it, this is a matter of life and death. I wanted to explain that Zhou Cheng was not that kind of person, but Forest Sojourner interrupted me.
To find a substitute ghost, firstly, the birthday must match the vengeful spirits. Secondly, it's best if the appearance of the substitute resembles that of the vengeful spirit when they were alive. From your camera, I saw a photo of you and your boyfriend on the table. Take a closer look, are you starting to look like a different person?
Shaking, I walked unsteadily to the mirror, looking at the reflection with a sense of disbelief. In the photo, I had an oval face and long waist-length hair. But now, I had short hair, and my face had become rounder. It seemed like unknowingly, I had turned into a different person. This appearance felt familiar. Because once, I had found a photo of Zhou Cheng and his ex-girlfriend on his phone. He had turned pale that time, snatched the phone, and deleted that picture. Though it was just a glimpse, I remembered the look of that girl. She had short hair, a round face, smiling brightly. With a loud bang, it felt like a thunderbolt exploded in my mind. Past memories twisted and distorted, slowly decaying and collapsing. Zhou Cheng cooking for me was just to make me gain weight. The clothes he bought me were similar in style to what his ex-girlfriend wore. Even under his persistent persuasion, I gritted my teeth and cut off the long hair I had kept for over a decade. All these things he did were not out of love for me. Instead, it was to turn me into someone else. Chapter 10. I'm becoming more and more like my boyfriend's ex-girlfriend. I screamed in terror. Forest Sojourner coldly chuckled.
How does it feel to have been exposed? From now on, it could be the death anniversary of the vengeful spirit at any moment. In other words, you could be taken by the vengeful spirit at any time, dying in place of your boyfriend.
Forest Sojourner's words were sharp and chilling, causing me to break out in a cold sweat. Now, I was truly scared. Master, please save me. I pleaded desperately, clasping my hands together. After a moment of contemplation, Forest Sojourner said,
The most urgent thing is to find out the death anniversary of that vengeful spirit. If there's still time, I'll do my best to help you. But if it's tomorrow?
Although she didn't finish her sentence, I already understood what she meant. It was already 11 p.m. If it was tomorrow, in an hour, I would be killed by the vengeful spirit seeking revenge. But how could I find out the death anniversary of the vengeful spirit? At that moment, I saw a message in the barrage. If there was such a severe car accident, your boyfriend must have been taken to the hospital. Check his medical records. My eyes lit up, and I quickly opened the medical system, logging into Zhou Cheng's account. There weren't many medical records, but I soon found a report from a year ago. August 19, 2023, the patient suffered multiple fractures and contusions due to a car accident and was hospitalized for treatment in our hospital. If I remembered correctly, today was August 18, 2024. Which meant tomorrow was the death anniversary of the vengeful spirit. Chapter 11. After frantically explaining to Forest Sojourner, there was silence on her end. The barrage was flooded with advice from netizens. Sister, run quickly. Get out before midnight, don't sacrifice yourself for that idiotic guy. Just survive tonight, hurry and leave. I gritted my teeth, got up, and headed towards the door. Zhou Cheng was still in the study, and I still had a chance. But just as I grabbed the bedroom doorknob, Forest Sojourner's serious voice rang out.
You can't leave. Your boyfriend must have set up restrictions in the house to ensure nothing goes wrong. You won't be able to get out. If you don't believe me, try pushing open the window.
I rushed to the window. Although it was unlocked, I couldn't budge it no matter how hard I tried.
The most urgent thing is for you to find the focal point and break the array items inside. For a trapping formation like this, the core is usually a small jade bottle. Hurry and find it while there's still time.
Forest Sojourner's urgent voice came through, and I couldn't waste any time. I frantically searched the bedroom. But after rummaging through every corner, I couldn't find the jade bottle she mentioned. Time was running out. I opened the bedroom door, preparing to search elsewhere. As I stepped out, I saw Zhou Cheng sitting in the living room. He sat on the couch, patting the seat next to him on the right, smiling and waving at me.
Xing Xing, come here, I have something to tell you.
Chapter 12. I stood there dumbfounded, unable to speak. A faint scent of candles filled the living room, and on the floor, symbols drawn in fresh blood were faintly visible. In my eyes, Zhou Cheng at that moment seemed more terrifying than a demon. Forcing a smile, I was about to find an excuse to avoid him when Forest Sojourner's voice came through the phone.
How's it going over there? The item is likely right there.
After listening, Zhou Cheng's face suddenly contorted in fear. He yelled at me.
Who are you talking to?
Before I could explain, he rushed towards me, trying to snatch my phone. In the struggle, the live stream was cut off. I grabbed a fruit knife from the table, pointing it at him, crying out. I met a master online, she told me everything. You killed your ex-girlfriend and are trying to make me your substitute ghost. Zhou Cheng fell silent, his face darkening as he slowly approached me.
Xing Xing, put the knife down.
I trembled all over, holding the knife against my own neck. Even if I die, I won't let you have your way. Zhou Cheng stopped in his tracks, looking at me with a wry smile.
Xing Xing, you've been deceived. That person is not a master at all. I recognized her voice just now, she's the vengeful spirit coming for me. She's my ex-girlfriend's best friend, the one who was in the front passenger seat during the accident.
I shook my head, retreating a few steps cautiously. Then how do you explain the birth date on the talisman under the bed matching mine exactly? And how you've turned me into the image of your ex-girlfriend? Don't tell me it's because you miss her. Zhou Cheng spread his hands, continuing to explain.
That day, my ex-girlfriend Song Shuang wasn't feeling well, so I let her best friend, Zhang Hui, sit in the passenger seat. After the car accident, Song Shuang died on the spot, while the passenger, Zhang Hui, was critically injured. Before dying, she said I was the one who caused her death and that even as a ghost, she wouldn't let me go. So, she turned into a vengeful ghost and started haunting me. The reason I transformed you into the likeness of her good friend Song Shuang is to deceive her, so she won't harm you out of sisterly affection. As for the talisman under the bed, it really does have her birth date written on it. If you don't believe me, you can check it yourself.
I stared at him suspiciously, holding a knife in one hand and a phone in the other, comparing the photo I took under the bed and started searching on Baidu. Going through each Taoist symbol one by one, I discovered that the talisman actually had the date written as the beginning of the second month. It was not at all the 9th day of the 9th month as Forest Sojourner had claimed. My heart raced as I clicked on her profile. Although her nickname on the profile was Forest Sojourner, her online ID was HH0207. Furthermore, the Taoist certificate on her profile was also found to be a stolen image from the internet. In an instant, my body was covered in cold sweat. I almost fell for the deception of this cunning vengeful ghost. Seeing the cold sweat on my forehead, Zhou Cheng's furrowed brow suddenly relaxed.
Xing Xing, I've been hiding it from you all along, just didn't want you to be scared. The vengeful ghost you were asked to find, was it a jade bottle, right? I have Jiang Hui's ashes in there. I'm prepared to use it for protection against her increased wrath after midnight.
As he spoke, he pointed to the bright red symbols on the ground.
See, the formation is complete now, we will be fine. Don't worry, everything is over now.
At this point, I fully believed in Zhou Cheng. Slowly lowering the fruit knife, I asked the final question. Why did you set up restrictions to prevent me from leaving? I tried just now, and I couldn't even open the windows. Shaking his head helplessly, Zhou Cheng walked over and opened the door of the room.
See, I never set any restrictions. It was all her plan to make you search for that jade bottle, a made-up story to deceive you. You couldn't open the windows because she was holding them shut from the outside.
At that moment, there came the chilling sound of nails scratching the glass of the window from outside. Simultaneously, a piercing scream filled with despair and urgency echoed. In an instant, I was filled with horror and quickly dropped the knife, running to Zhou Cheng's side. Chapter 14. He hugged me, his tone gentle.
It's okay, I'm here.
Zhou Cheng wiped the tears from my eyes and led me to sit on the couch.
Don't worry, as long as we get through tonight, everything will be over.
Seeing me relax a bit, Zhou Cheng got up and adjusted some tools hidden in the living room for the formation. At that moment, my phone vibrated. Several messages from unknown numbers were sent. Opening them, I saw some chat records between Zhou Cheng and another woman. The time shown was from last year. The sentences were explicit and provocative. Enraged, I trembled all over. Just as I was about to question Zhou Cheng, more messages came through. This kind of man, do you still want to believe in him? Go to the toilet, I will tell you the real truth. The vengeful ghost named Jiang Hui sent me another message. This time, should I believe her? Looking at those chat records, I realized I had never truly seen through Zhou Cheng. Glancing at Zhou Cheng, who hadn't noticed me, I gritted my teeth and walked into the bathroom. Once inside the bathroom, Jiang Hui's messages flooded in like a barrage. I did deceive you, but my intention was to save you. Do you know how I died? I didn't die in the car accident at all, Zhou Cheng killed me. Her words made my heart skip a beat. That day, Zhou Cheng and his ex-girlfriend, who was also my good friend Song Shuang, had a fight. Song Shuang checked Zhou Cheng's phone and found out he was being unfaithful with several girls. Zhou Cheng blamed Song Shuang for invading his privacy. Angry, Song Shuang let me sit in the passenger seat. Zhou Cheng, also in a bad mood, drove recklessly, resulting in the car accident. Song Shuang died on the spot, and Zhou Cheng and I were trapped in the car. At that moment, I smelled something burning. It was an electric car, very prone to catching fire. Once a fire broke out, we had no hope of survival. As time passed, the rescue team arrived quickly at the scene. I overcame my sorrow and encouraged Zhou Cheng. I told him to pull himself together, that we could survive. But the next moment, he smirked and used a piece of glass to cut my throat. Zhou Cheng knew, based on the extent of damage around us, the rescue team would start from my relatively easy-to-rescue side. He feared the longer the delay, the higher the risk of fire and explosion. So, he chose to kill me. Once I was dead, the rescue team would surely come to his aid directly. I didn't die in the car accident, but at the hands of Zhou Cheng. That's why I carry such deep resentment, turning into a vengeful ghost. After listening to this, I was speechless for a long time. If that's really the case, then Zhou Cheng is indeed a demon disguised in human skin. Listening to Zhou Cheng's movements outside, I quickly replied. Zhou Cheng wasn't actually planning to use me as a scapegoat, was he? Why did you make me find that jade bottle? If you don't explain clearly, I'll leave. Jiang Hui's message quickly came back. In that jade bottle is the ashes of my friend Song Shuang. Zhou Cheng knew my powers would increase on the anniversary of my death, so he used a malicious method to wait for that day to deal with me. He used that bottle and ashes to bind Song Shuang's soul, then tortured her day and night, turning Song Shuang into a vengeful ghost even more vicious than me. As for you, he arranged for Song Shuang's physical body. The formation he set up outside was to allow Song Shuang's soul to possess your body. By then, Song Shuang would turn into an irrational living corpse, extremely fierce, even I wouldn't be a match for her. So, I lied to you to find that jade bottle. Once it's shattered, Song Shuang's soul will be freed, and I can deal with Zhou Cheng. This series of unbelievable messages left me stunned. Anxiously, I asked. Why didn't you tell me the truth earlier? Jiang Hui replied. Sis, if I directly told you I'm a vengeful ghost, your boyfriend killed me, and was planning to turn my friend into a living corpse using your body, would you have believed me? Moreover, with so many talismans in your house, I couldn't enter. I happened to see the post you made, so I disguised myself as a Taoist to deceive you into believing you were going to be a scapegoat, making you do things out of fear. Think carefully, this is a win-win situation for us. Do you really want your body to be taken away? After a moment of hesitation, I ultimately decided to trust Jiang Hui. What should I do now? It's almost midnight. Jiang Hui said. Alas, it's too late now. You should hide in the bathroom, lock the door, and don't come out no matter what he says. As long as he can't get your body, I can deal with him. I nodded and forcefully locked the bathroom door. Afraid that Zhou Cheng might break in, I even used a mop to firmly block the door. Time passed second by second, and it was almost midnight. At that moment, outside came Zhou Cheng's urgent voice.
Xing Xing, are you okay? Why aren't you coming out after so long?
Seeing no response from me, he started to forcefully bang on the bathroom door. The loud pounding echoed, and the whole door shook violently.
Xing Xing, come out now.
I pushed against the door and yelled at him. I know everything now, Jiang Hui was killed by you. Zhou Cheng, you're a devil. The banging on the door stopped. Through the frosted glass, I saw Zhou Cheng pressing his face tightly against the door. A sinister laughter seeped through.
Do you really think this door can stop me?
With a loud bang, the glass door shattered into countless pieces, flying in all directions. Some shards cut my face, causing excruciating pain. Zhou Cheng held a hammer, standing on the broken glass, sneering at me. Meanwhile, a muffled thud came from the living room clock. Midnight had arrived. Chapter 15. At the sound of the bell, a pale-faced woman appeared next to Zhou Cheng. There was a huge wound on her neck. Zhou Cheng's expression changed, and he strode forward, grabbing my collar. I struggled desperately, but it was futile. I could only watch as he took out a talisman and forcefully stuck it on my forehead. Instantly, I felt weak and powerless all over. A faint white light emanated from Zhou Cheng, blocking the female ghost's attacks. He dragged me into the center of the formation. My vision darkened, feeling like I had pulled several all-nighters in a row, unable to keep my eyelids from drooping. In a daze, a new memory seemed to surface in my mind. In this memory, I had become Zhou Cheng's ex-girlfriend, Song Shuang. After dying in the car accident, on the 7th day of my death, my soul was summoned. Zhou Cheng, looking disheveled, stared at me with red eyes. Seeing him, tears welled up in my eyes too. I hadn't expected him to truly love me, even summoning my soul after my death. I floated towards him to embrace him, but he pulled out a jade bottle. Suddenly, my soul uncontrollably got sucked into the bottle. At the same time, I heard Zhou Chang's gritted voice.
Damn it, I never expected Jiang Hui would turn into a vengeful ghost haunting me. I can't even let anyone sit on my right side now. I'm a renowned writer, and she's just an ordinary worker. It's her honor to keep me alive.
A surge of immense anger inflated me like a balloon. He had actually killed my best friend. I wished I could go out right now and tear Zhou Chang apart. The bottle was incredibly sturdy, and no matter how I struggled, it wouldn't budge an inch. Feeling my movements, Zhou Chang smirked triumphantly.
Although I sought intimidating talismans to suppress the vengeful spirit, that damn Jiang Hui's resentment was just too strong. After a year, on her death anniversary, even the talismans couldn't contain her. Fortunately, I paid a fortune to find a master to devise a solution. I intend to use you to deal with your best friend. Haha, once I bind your soul, torture you day and night, you will become something even more terrifying than a vengeful spirit. I'll find another person with the same birthday as you. When the time comes, your spirit will possess her, and even Jiang Hui won't stand a chance against you. She will be torn to shreds by you, never to reincarnate. What would it feel like to kill your best friend with your own hands?
A wave of fear shook my soul to its core. If this was true, I would rather die now. But before I could curse Zhou Chang, black flames began to emerge around me. As the flames touched me, an intense pain spread throughout my body incessantly. It was soul agony, and no amount of willpower could save me. Every day, I was tormented by the black flames, my mind starting to blur, filled only with resentment. If released from this torment, I would destroy everything in sight. Jiang Hui's face slowly began to fade, until it disappeared completely. Chapter 16. Suddenly, a burning sensation in my pocket pulled me out of this memory. Opening my eyes, I found myself gripping Jiang Hui's neck tightly. Her body was flickering and changing, looking like she was fading away. And my arm had turned into a strange dark blue color. Zhou Chang looked at me in shock, his face filled with disbelief.
How is this possible? How did you regain control of your body?
I glanced at my pocket and pulled out a talisman. The talisman was slowly burning, emitting a faint blue flame. After releasing my grip, Jiang Hui flashed and appeared behind Zhou Chang. With sharp nails, she viciously aimed for his head. But Zhou Chang was enveloped in a faint white light, blocking Jiang Hui's attack. He took out a jade pendant, laughing triumphantly.
This jade pendant can block you for half an hour, but that talisman won't last much longer. After the talisman burns out, Song Shuang will regain control of her body. By then, you will be torn to pieces, soul scattered.
Jiang Hui urgently shouted at me.
Quickly go find that jade bottle. Inside are Song Shuang's ashes, just shatter it, and Song Shuang's soul will be free.
Zhou Chang, upon hearing this, simply held onto the jade pendant, looking at me coldly. His face bore an indifferent expression. Glancing at the talisman, I noticed it was already more than halfway burned. Finding that jade bottle in such a short time was practically impossible. I stared fixedly at the talisman, suddenly realizing something. Why was this talisman able to help me regain control of my body? As Jiang Hui had mentioned, the talisman had the corresponding birthdate written on it to restrain vengeful spirits. Therefore, the birthdate written on this talisman belonged to Song Shuang. If Zhou Chang had placed the talisman to suppress Song Shuang inside the doll, that could only mean one thing. The jade bottle was hidden inside that doll. Chapter 17. With this realization, I dashed into the study. In Zhou Chang's horrified gaze, I forcefully tore open the doll. Talisman and cotton flew everywhere, and a jade bottle fell heavily to the ground, breaking into 2 pieces. Fine white ashes spilled out from inside. Suddenly, I felt a lightness in my body, as if something was exiting from within. Turning around, a faint apparition appeared next to Jiang Hui, smiling gratefully at me. I breathed a sigh of relief, realizing that Song Shuang's soul had been released. Zhou Chang watched the two of them, trembling uncontrollably. He sank to his knees, banging his head on the ground, pleading.
I was truly wrong, please spare me. Song Shuang, we've been together for so long, there were feelings between us, right? You can't bear to kill me, can you?
Jiang Hui, with red eyes, coldly approached him.
You don't know you're wrong, you just know you're about to die.
Song Shuang also shook her head, her eyes filled with resentment. Together, they broke through Zhou Chang's defenses quickly. Just as Jiang Hui was about to act, Song Shuang stopped her. Song Shuang glanced at me, shaking her head.
We can't do this here. It would be hard to explain if the police arrived. Let's take him outside and have some fun.
With that, the two of them, along with Zhou Chang, disappeared. Chapter 18. The next day, I read in the news that a man mysteriously knelt in front of a grave at midnight, bashing his head into a bloody mess. On the table in the living room, there was a note. Zhou Chang's bank card PIN is 202938, thank you. At the end, there were two smiling faces drawn. I picked up the note, surveyed the room. No one was around, just the golden acacia flowers swaying outside the window.